What it is, what it do is Big Mo,
Kels, baby.
and welcome back to the Big Mo Podcast, episode 6.
6.
Yo,
My
so
God. My
episode
God.
6, baby, let's go. 6 weeks, doing well, 7 weeks because we missed 1 week. But yeah, yo, how you been, bro? How's your week been?
I'm good. I'm living. Just caught me the iPhone 12. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
you got the iPhone 12. I need to
iPhone
upgrade my
12.
shit too, man.
iPhone 12 is a good phone for anybody that are Android fans. I feel sorry for you. You should upgrade to iPhone, please.
Yo,
Please upgrade to iPhone. I feel like Android hasn't been relevant anymore. I don't know who still has Samsung.
a lot of people have Samsung, bro. I'm not gonna
Really?
hold nothing, but I'm an Apple stan, bro, at this point. Like I can't see myself getting an Android, but a lot of people use that shit and a lot of people like it, man. It's not a bad phone. Like if Apple stopped freaking making phones right now, I'll definitely be getting a Samsung, but
I
Apple's
guess.
Apple's just is too good. And plus once I feel like once you go Apple, you don't go back, bro.
You can't go back.
You can't
Yeah,
go
you can't go
back.
back.
That's how I feel, man. I had some banging ass food on Sunday, bro. Yo, I went to so I'm in Florida, I'm in Orlando, so I went to this dope ass place called World Food Trucks, and it's this place. If anybody knows what Old Town is, and on I think it's on how on 192. So right across Old Town, they have this place. This have this spot called World Food Trucks, where they have like I would say like 30 something food trucks, maybe like all freaking Spanish food and freaking and they have Puerto Rican. They had like fucking like not gonna hold you like 20 Puerto Rican food trucks up in there, like
Yo,
Dominican food trucks. They had freaking Venezuelan food trucks. They had a Mexican food truck. They had a food truck that's out like Arabic food, so that's out like falafels and shit like that, bro.
hala, hala.
It's so good, bro. I went there and I had capurria, bro. But like the straight up like how they make that shit in Puerto Rico, like the long ones. You know the long ones, not the small
Uh,
one. They had the big
I
long
like
one.
the small one though. They fill it more. They fill it up with more meat.
Bro.
Pause. Yeah,
Nah, but I'm telling you, bro, they filled it up too on these mad fucking good, and it tastes just like the ones in Puerto Rico, bro.
oh man.
And they have
They
this
gave you a sauce.
they have like a pique. They had a good pique,
What,
bro.
salsa verde?
No, it was not salsa verde. They didn't have a salsa verde. If I had the salsa verde, it would have been even more banging. But
Yo, that shit would have been good.
they had a
Let me
regular
out.
red like hot sauce. Like was kind of Tabasco, but it was man good with acapurria, bro. It was so good. What else that we had pulpo? Pulpo. If anybody knows pulpo is octopus. I never had it ever in my life, but that shit was slamming. Um, what else I had, man? Nah, pinchos are alright. Pinchos are okay and always, but what else I had? Damn, they had mofongo. We had mofongo. They had mofongo there.
Bon fond.
They had so much food that to choose from. We were like, damn, man, we gotta come back. they had places that they sell. Oh, we had tacos, some banging ass tacos. Then they had the spot that sell like arroz con gandule and freaking and lechon and freaking morcilla and empanadilla. You know all that good shit, bro. I was like, yo, Kels, when you come down here, we gotta go to this place, bro. And it be jumping too. Like if this was like normal times, was no COVID, bro.
COVID.
We went because we were supposed to go on Saturday, right? And when we went, the place was jam packed, way too packed during this time to be going to getting there. I was like, hell no, there was way too much people. But I was like, yo, if this was any normal time, yo, that would have been mad fun. Cause bro, there's Hispanic people all in there. Like, yo, it was dope, bro. This lady, we were eating on a table and we saw her drinking beer, and we were like, the beer wasn't there was no beer being sold. So we asked her, wait, where did you get the beer? And she was like, oh, this is my beer. I just got it from the car. Yo,
What?
she got it from the car and shit like that. And we're eating and everything like that. All of a sudden, she comes and brings us two beers and shit. I said, here for you guys.
Oh,
I was like, give me that shit.
give
I
me that.
exactly, bro. But yeah, that Sunday was pretty dope. That was like the highlight of like the past week and a half, you know. But
Nice, nice.
here's what it is. The best thing to happen this week though is Bobby's back, baby. Bobby Shmurda.
Bobby back. Fuck 6ix9ine. Real shit. The king of New York. Let me hear it. Hey, yeah.
Bobby Shmurda is let's go. Bobby Shmurda is back. He's free. He's finally back home. Holla at me. But yo, he's been gone for what, like 6 years,
7
bro?
years, 7. No, yeah, almost 7 years.
Crazy. He should have been out
20,
too.
2014.
He was supposed to be out like
He
two
was supposed
years
to
ago
come out last
or
year.
last year. Yeah, man, that's crazy. It was so like the city this year, bro. Bro, I'm telling you right now,
New York City, I'll tell you right now, this summer is gonna be crazy.
shit.
For this summer, crazy, nigga. Everybody gonna be spreading it. You gonna have the little white girls going. Little ass white girls. Some white girls don't look that shit like.
If shit opens up back more and more and things are getting more better, bro, the New York City's gonna be so lit this summer. I'm gonna have to go back down up there.
It's gonna be crazy. If they're going to say
Cheers, baby. Cheers.
Cheers, baby.
But yeah, man, like cheers. Think. Yeah, man, but New York City is gonna be lit as fuck, man. Everybody's hype. Everybody's just ready to like party. Like everybody's just ready to let loose this year, especially with Bobby back. If Bobby Shmurda puts out a song, bro, and it's fire, this city's gonna blow up this year. Like that ass, the city is gonna blow up.
Yeah, hit this money dance.
This money dance, shorty, give me neck till I pass out. If you ain't know, get up on my trap house. I've been sending cracks since like the 5th grade.
Hey.
Yeah, man. I'm so happy that he's back though, bro.
Bobby Shmurda.
Been a long time.
He's a hot, he's a hot, hot. So Bobby Shmurda. Let's see.
And finally we don't have to, that bum ass 6ix9ine talking shit. The real king of New York is back. I'm sorry, but 6ix9ine, get out of here. Get out of here, you piece of shit. I can't stand that. Man.
Bobby Shmurda is back. And I feel like with him, he's probably getting used to the way of living at this time because it's been 7 years without new technology and everything. Everything's more advanced.
Yeah.
New artist is out, so he's not gonna have the same artist that when he was out isn't relevant anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see what he could do.
I want to see how he does with a drill beat. I want to see if he's gonna do something.
I think he could do. If drill beats fit him, it fits his personality.
Definitely.
So I could see him doing it easily. He could adapt to that very easy. Let's see what he does.
I want that first song to come out like just be fire, man. It's for him, for the city, for us waiting so long for him to come back. It's just like it's crazy that like you got guys like him doing all this like 6-year sentence, 7-year sentence, and you got guys like 6ix9ine just out here doing reckless shit, and this boy get no jail time, hardly any jail time, and it's like, come on, bro. Like
he did like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, but he snitched too, so he would have got more than that.
No, he wasn't supposed to come out at all.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't supposed to come out at all, and then somehow he did. But I love hip hop, so I just want him to make a good song for hip hop, for the city, and just keep on like because everybody has faith in him right now. Everybody's hyped that he's back, but he's gotta take advantage of that
He
moment.
gotta prove. He gotta prove
And
it.
he's gotta prove that he's not a one hit wonder with hot, hot boy and what was on it? Bobby Bitch, which that Bobby Bitch, yeah, that song's fire too. But he's got something to prove basically at this point in his career. Prove that he's here to stay. That like he's a future of hip hop still.
He's gonna get featured by a lot of artists though.
Oh,
A lot of artists is gonna co-sign him, especially the greats, Fabulous and Fat Joe.
yeah.
Young and May.
Yeah.
He's gonna get featured in a lot of songs. A lot of artists is gonna want to have him on the verses, and
Yeah, they're gonna wonder.
he's gonna he's gonna be set.
Yeah.
All he has to do is just bring it to the table. That's all.
That's it.
Everybody's 50-50 with him at this point.
Everything's presented to him. He has the support of fans. He has support of the city. He has support of rappers in most of the game, especially in New York. So all he has to do is prove that, bro, I'm here to stay, and the rap game needs me, basically.
That's right.
Because it's easy for him. He could just I'm talking as much as people love him right now. If he comes out with a whack song, people will quickly fall off. And that's the God honest truth. People are definitely gonna forget about him and be like, "Oh, whatever, he's back." Yeah, okay. People are like that. Like, so he needs to.
People nowadays, like the tolerance, the level of tolerance, and waiting. What's the word I'm looking for?
Patience and shit.
The level of patience is very, very low standard in today's type of time.
And today's music in general, because a lot of people expect artists to make fucking music constantly. It's for me, I'd rather wait for an artist, even if it's like, as much as I hate it, like 3 or 4 years, for them to come with a vision of like when they're ready to present us with new music. Because if they're just making new music every week, every freaking 4 months or every year, something, sometimes it can get saturated, and is not the same anymore. That's why this is not hip hop, but that's why Bruno Mars is one of my favorite artists, period, because he releases albums sporadically. When was the last album he released? What, 2017?
24 Karat.
I know it was in 2017 or 2016. Because it felt
16. It was 16.
I think
it was the
16,
end of 16.
because it like that album was. I remember me and Kels was just bumping that album all the time, man. Like that's one of my favorite albums. It was infinitely, it had a vibe to it that it was like you can listen to that in the car, you can listen to the record in the club, you can listen to at home just chilling. Like it was one of those albums, one of my favorite albums,
Front to back, yep.
Front to back. And to me, Bruno Mars has not disappointed me, period. All 3 of his albums, to me, from top to bottom, have been great. All the songs. Probably a few songs here and there are not as great, but they're still like good, like really good music,
Also, we got news this week that Tiger Woods was involved in an car accident.
Oh yeah, man.
Let's send out prayers to him. I heard he's doing okay. He's in recovery. His feet, his legs got messed up. So
yeah, I know.
Prayers to Tiger Woods.
Prayers to Tiger Woods. Hopefully, speedy recovery, and as long as he's still alive and breathing, that's what matters at the end. But real bad injury, bro, to his legs, both of his legs. So
Car accidents is not to be played with, man. People out there, you people need to, drive carefully, man.
Yeah.
Really drive carefully. Don't speed. A snowy day like New York City, now it's been springtime out here now, and it's like,
oh yeah,
it was like 50 today. Yeah, it was like 52 yesterday. Today was like 50. Saturday's gonna be almost 60.
Oh shit.
So the snow is melting finally. We getting some sun, some brightness out here in New York.
Nice.
So it's looking nice. So people, when it snows, it rains, slow down, be cautious of other drivers around you, people surrounding you. You know, let's enjoy life, man. Everybody, we all live once, and we gotta take care of ourselves, man.
Yeah, man, so true, bro. We only live one life, and we have to live it to the fullest. But also, don't be stupid and like doing stupid shit to get yourself like into certain situations that you shouldn't be into, you know. And just take care of yourselves, people. Like, and listen, there's still COVID out there, so don't be over here like, like acting like nothing's going on. Like, there's still COVID out there, so everybody needs to just be careful, man. Just be safe with everything. But like,
Yeah, man.
Getting back to the topic at hand, bro. Like
Let's get to the hot topic
for you,
today.
bro? What is the state of rap music right now? Well,
The state of rap music to me
state
right now.
to you.
It's pure garbage.
Damn.
Listen, I'm gonna put it on wax. It's just garbage.
Damn.
But I do have high hopes. I have high hopes because I do see some artists, not all, some artists are still trying to be not, they're not trying to bring the old school with them, but they're trying to be adapt differently. Like, say for instance, now that the drill beats are hot, everybody's jumping on drill beats.
Yeah.
And there's some artists out there that's actually jumping on drill beats and actually they're spitting bars to it.
Yeah.
They're not just doing the like, what is it, the cat in the hat kind of rhyme, like rhyme
simple
scheme.
shit,
Not,
There's
it's
some
not,
people that
they're not trying to rap it simple. They're actually spitting bars, and I go for people like a CJ, or like I would say Pop Smoke. When he was alive, he was doing it.
Yeah.
But then you got like guys like Fabio Foreign. He's just garbage.
Hot take over here.
It's gonna be that type of.
Listen. I don't mind Fabio Foreign, but I see where you're going with him. I get it.
Yeah, and I just feel like hopefully Bobby Shmurda doesn't fall back into it, because when he came out with the hot song, it was kind of like, I think he put that type of music on the map, how it is today. He kind of like started it off basically, because when he came out with that, then Young M.A came out with Ooh. Yeah. So it was like a simple rhyme kind of song, like Then they hate because they broke though.
Was Young M.A could spit, and sorry to go off a little tangent, like I feel like Young M.A has been a disappointment so far for me, because I feel like she shows out sometimes, but then other times her rhymes are not up to par.
Yeah.
With the shit that she be spinning, because you heard that song that she did, that walk freestyle that she did to the Money Power Respect beat, bro. She bodied that shit, and Ooh was a banger. And she got a few songs that are bangers, but then she has songs that are just like, bro, like I don't. What are you doing? Yeah. That's
and like her album came out 2019 or 2018. I don't remember. Album? I think it was 2018. Yeah, her album.
I think it might have been 2018 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that album was a good album. I feel like with her, like that album was a really good album. Like not every song was hot, but it had a good solid 10 to 12 songs in that album that I could listen to.
Her Story in the Making, right? That's the one. Yeah, that one has some really good songs on it, man. Some really bops, some real like good like songs to bob your head to, and some real like good. I love songs that you could put in your car, like driving songs, basically. Like you put that shit, and it's like you want to drive, like drive through the city and shit. Like Confessions, Car Confessions. That's one of my favorites of her. That song is fire.
And like this song, what was it that she came out with? What's the other song? What was the Big Drip? Big Drip. When Big Drip came out, me and you didn't really like that song when it came out.
Yeah, and it grew. It
and
grew on us.
it
If I'm
grew on me, and it grew on me so fast that when you listen to it today, you put it in a car and you just hit that bass with the beat, and then it do, and it's
yeah,
like big trip, big rings, big drop,
yeah,
big.
it
You know,
goes
it's
hard,
like
bro.
it's hard. I like that song, and
It goes hard.
but you know, today's day of rap, I just hope that I hope the future's bright
Yeah.
because I see a lot of artists like basically Fabulous, Jada Kiss is probably the last of the Mohegans. Basically, I'm gonna say it like that. They the last of an era that is dying out.
Lyrical and like
Yeah,
yeah,
the lyricals.
that type of hip hop,
Yeah, that type of hip hop. So it's. But there's this one artist that I have that I've been telling Big Mo
I
that
know he hasn't told
I
me
feel
who the
like
hell it is.
I
Who
feel
is
like
it?
this artist. I feel like this artist is gonna. I don't know if he's gonna change the game. I'm not gonna say that, but I just feel like this artist is.
I want to know. I want to see if I think.
I feel like
I think I know who he's
I've
talking
been
about.
I've been very surprised about this artist. I knew he had it in him, but lately I just feel like I listen to the like his bars and his lyrics, and I'm like, yo, this guy is alright, man. He's getting better. He's getting better and better. The artist I'm gonna name today for this podcast, baby. Everybody's, I don't know, maybe some people may be surprised. Some people might be like, okay, I get it. It's gonna be Jim Jones, man.
What the?
Give it up for Jim Jones.
Wow!
Give it up for Jim Jones.
Holy shit! Holy
One
shit!
out,
Jim
that one out
Jones.
Willie, that capo. Yo, I feel
Jim.
like listen, Jim
Wow!
Jones.
I was not expecting that.
Jim Jones
But
has,
before you get into it, whatever you're saying, I agree with.
yes, yeah. You can't disagree. Honestly, this I listened to the other day I was listening to Wasted Talent. That album is so good. Then I listened to El Capo. I listened to the deluxe version. The deluxe version had newer songs that he put in recently.
Yeah.
Fire. Like every song on that album is fire. And then just recently he just dropped the
another one.
Harry Fraud department thing.
Fraud department. Yep. He's
Fire.
been I've been
Jim
seeing
Jones has been making some good music.
He's been making some good music, bro. And like some of my favorite songs of him that have been recently, like from El Capo's, like El Capo to me is one of I it's gonna be part of a list that we're gonna talk about in a little bit.
Yeah,
It
like
just
New
popped
York
into my
City.
head. So you got New York City featuring Fat Joe. State of the Union with Rick Ross is one of the best songs I've heard in a minute. It's one of my favorite songs. You got freaking Crystal Occasions too. The intro, the track, fire. Pity in the Summer with Cameron. That shit is fire, bro. That album was one of those my era with Mano and Drama. That was a pretty damn good song too. He has a lot of good songs on that album, bro.
And I don't know if you heard the deluxe version, but you got to hear the deluxe version.
I don't think I've heard
it has like 10 to 12 new songs added onto it.
Yeah.
It's so good, man. I was like, listen,
he brought it out in 2020, so that's why I didn't notice.
Yeah. And I was like, listen, Jim Jones is, I don't know what he's doing right now, but he's getting on that. I feel like Jim Jones is starting to get on that Lil Wayne wave. You know how when Lil Wayne came out with like the Carter 2, and then he was just like doing mixtape Wayne and stuff like that, and he was just everywhere, and he was just killing Jim Jones is on that level right now. And I feel like
I don't know about Lil Wayne level. I think we're going a little too far.
I'm gonna say like he's making. No, not on the Lil Wayne level at the time, but he's making a lot of good. He's making good music.
Yeah, and good underrated music that nobody's listening to because
nobody's listening to it.
That's the problem with the state of rap now. Was dominating the radio and everything, where airwaves and what the kids are listening to now is like drill beats, especially in New York. So if it's a drill beat, it's gonna be is kids are listening to it. Everybody's listening to it. And then if it's like fucking little if it's somebody with the name Little, like Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert, which I like Lil Uzi Vert.
Little
Um
Dirk,
Lil Durk,
little baby.
Lil Baby, the baby. Like oh, who else? Like
And I actually liked the baby when
me
he
too.
first came out, and now I don't know. I
You
don't
know
know
what
what
it
it is.
is? The thing about the baby is that now it's just he sounds the same in every track. So it's not it's getting to a point where it's like whatever. Like show me a new rhyme scheme or something, bro. Like
Yeah,
but yeah, the state, that's the problem. You got these guys that are making great fucking music, and they aren't getting the recognition that I feel like they deserve. There's some people that are getting the recognition, but not as much as they should. Also, because I feel like Griselda should be getting way more attention. If this was back early in the like early 2000s, they would have been three of the top guys right now. Like
and
nobody touched them.
I told you about them.
Yeah. No, bro, we both knew about them, okay? I was just a little bit more hesitant with them because I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work nowadays with what they spitting some fire shit, and Benny the Butcher
Conway
is
the
the best on my
Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, killing it.
yeah.
And you know what? Not for nothing. When we spoke about what was it, the second podcast, I think it was, when we spoke, or the first one when we spoke about the albums of,
Yeah,
you
it was
know,
the
the best
first one.
albums of 2020 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I went back and I listened to Benny the Butcher's album.
I told you that was one of my favorite albums that year.
Yeah, I'll say I'm not switching my list or anything. Like, I still say the Eminem album is still number one on my list.
But that one's real
Benny
close.
the Butcher album is pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty damn good. I remember I was like, yo, this album's straight fire, bro.
And
like, oh my god.
And he had Pain in the Ass, which is the guy that used to, for the people that don't know, he used to be on Jay-Z's albums back in the day. And just for him to have him on the intro and stuff like that, it's a good album. I'll give it to him. He did his thing
back a little bit too.
Yeah, and Conway the Machine is another. He's another one. He got some good verses. His music is good. There's nothing you really wrong you could say about him.
Yeah, Conway, them three together is just like killing it, bro. On it, like I remember even Drake was talking about Griselda. I don't remember what interview it was, but Drake was like, "I love that gritty sound coming back." Like with Griselda, they bringing that gritty New York shit back, and that's what we're missing.
That's what we missed. I missed that sound. That's like the G Unit sound.
That's like the G Unit sound. That's like Dipset, like that type of gritty New York shit. Like that we. That's the reason why. Like as much as New York is still hip hop and New York is still the birthplace of hip hop, but we haven't had, to be honest, like a mega superstar to come out of New York in a long time. And I mean like on the level of Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, like those guys that come out and they transcend the hip hop industry.
The last one was, I think, 50 Cent.
I feel like it was 50 Cent. Like to be a mega superstar like that, I think it was 50 Cent to be the last mega superstar. Because of course we still have Jay. Jay is still alive, so Jay is always gonna get his roses.
Well, Jay, Jay, you know, he just put out decent albums after, what was it, when he came back after retirement, Kingdom Come. He put out decent albums, but he wasn't on that star level he was when.
Yeah.
Well, not compared to like.
No, he wasn't on his A game. He wasn't in his prime of his rapping ability, to me, to be honest. But
yeah,
because he's still, when Jay-Z's on a song, everybody's gonna listen to it. Like it's still Jay-Z's name still holds power on a track list in like,
of course,
in general. So like with Jay Z's name, The Rock, Jay Z's name is always gonna bring people to your album. Just like how Drake is one of those artists. If he comes on your song, bro, you making it big right now. Like he gave you the biggest cosign. You need to run with it because to me, like he put me on to another, and maybe I just didn't do my research beforehand, but he put me on to a lot of artists that I didn't know about. I didn't know about The Weeknd until I heard him on with Drake. I didn't know about Kendrick until Kendrick showed up on his interlude, and I'm like, who's this dude? Like this dude could spit fire, bro. And there's like other artists he's done music with. Migos, I'm sorry, but Migos, they were getting a little like what you call it? They were getting hype, right? But when they came out that song with Versace and Drake was on the remix, they blew up, bro. And I'm
What
sorry,
what happened to Migos, man?
Migos
They
is
fell
still
off.
they still out there, but they're not making music like that no more right now. I think they all been doing shit on their own. Like, well,
Well,
Quavo,
you know what it is. I think that's that time is up with that style of music they was doing.
yeah, raindrop, drop top.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Migos like that's why Drake put on all these guys like Migos to be honest. And Migos ran with it, but their style of music is not really. I don't know if relevant is the word because people are still making that type of music, but I don't think nobody wants to hear the Migos doing that shit anymore. I think it's their time for either they gotta reevaluate what they're doing with their career or just break up. And because Quavo's the only one that's doing shit solo. Like Quavo will jump on any song basically and be
he's
Gucci.
basically still. Yeah, I feel
He's
like
the hook dude. So
I feel like he still wants to do music. Offset is the one that's kind of like fell off.
Offset and Takeoff too. They're not really Takeoff. I haven't heard him do. I haven't heard Takeoff do anything. So
Offset is just running, but he's running behind Cardi B like, hold me, baby, hold me. Like
I don't know. That's none of my business. But I don't know what the hell's going on there. Leave that for the blogs and the gossip shit. Like nobody want to talk about that shit over here. But yeah,
nobody wants to hear that shit.
But it's true, man. Like that's the thing. The state of hip hop is just so different now, man, than when we were growing up. Like when I was growing up, it was just freaking like I feel like
era,
it's such a different era, and I still it was still close enough to like the Biggie. When I grew up, when I started actually listening to hip hop more, like was like in like the late 90s, like probably like 99, 2000, 2001. That's when I started really listening to hip hop. And it was like, bro, like 50 Cent and Jay-Z with Blueprint, bro, and Nas and Dipset was fire at that time too.
From
It's a whole nother vibe. And that's when New York City was like, yo, it's New York City. All these artists are from New York. Like New York had a sound. Like New York has a sound right now, drill, but drill is kind of been like used and taken from other places because you have the drill UK. You have drill actually started in Chicago, to be honest. Drill started in Chicago, and then we adapted and made it like our own sound. So we made it like kind of a New York type vibe to it, but everywhere has this kind of drill type shit to it, you know? And we just haven't had like our own sound, like something that's created here, not anywhere else. Like something that was created here, bro. Like boom bap was created here. Like we need our a new sound that's just New York, and we need artists to reflect that too, bro.
Yeah, because I would say from 98 to 2003, New York rap just like took over.
Dominated. Yeah,
Dominated.
Yeah, and I will take it a little further. I will take it from honestly like 96, maybe 97 and up. I feel like New York was really bringing it. Really bringing it.
Yeah, they
because
were.
I feel like in the early 90s and late like real late 80 like 89,
it was West Coast.
The West Coast was really coming in. They had that new sound, that West Coast sound, and they changed the game, bro. They came out with NWA, and so like you have these eras, and I'm looking for that next era in New York, and I haven't. It hasn't really like drill is trying, but it's not gonna. I don't see drill lasting that long. I see it like I see it
Maybe
within
I
another
see
2 or 3 years is gonna be completely forgotten,
another 2 or 3 years. That's it. Yep.
and maybe even less than that. Who knows? It depends. It depends what artists are coming out. Like that's why like they got a lot of underrated artists and a lot of underrated albums that we haven't that people have not heard in hip hop, not just
Get
in New
to it.
York, but just hip hop in general, bro. Um, I got a few. I got a few off the bat of some underrated albums of rap within like it doesn't have to be. It could be hip hop albums in from like the 90s and shit like that. But I've been more focused on hip hop albums that came out more like in like the last 10 years and shit like that, like
Okay.
from like the
Okay.
2010s. But it's whatever. If you got a list of underrated albums from any time, it doesn't matter. But what is one of your underrated albums that you would say, bro? Like one of your most underrated albums. Don't give me your most actually. Give me one of yours. Save your most underrated for like the end.
Um, I would say, well, probably I have a lot of most underrated albums, but I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna throw this. I'm gonna save that one for later. I'm gonna throw this one in the air. The documentary too, the game,
Yep.
the documentary part two. It came out. What was it like? 2015, I believe 2016.
Doc-
Or
the
I
documentary
don't,
too. I think that matter came out 2016 or 17. I could be totally wrong.
17 is too late. Think it was. I think it was 15 or 16. So that album was really good. I give it to the game because the game in general. He's had being at once he left G Unit. He thought a lot of people thought he was gonna be finished. He wasn't gonna be washed. He wasn't gonna make good music anymore. Because
Yeah.
basically, there's two sides of every story, and basically, with the documentary one, 50 Cent said that he wrote a lot of games hooks and a lot of games songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the game didn't deny it. He did say that the hooks was written by 50, but a lot of those verses and a lot of them songs, the game did it by himself.
Yeah.
So there's always two sides to every story.
Yeah.
That's why the conflict of game and G Unit. We're not going to get into that discussion, but
Yeah. That's for another day. That's for another podcast. Another discussion,
that's a lot of drama. So
yeah.
but ever since he left G Unit, he came out with The Doctor's Advocate, which is a really good album.
Yes.
He came out with the Red album, Jesus Peace, I think it was
Jesus
called.
Peace. That's another one that's very underrated in my opinion.
And he came out with an album that had a lot of West Coast beats with the 90s West Coast. I forgot the name of the album. It was after the documentary too. I think it's called 1989 or something like that. I don't remember.
It was something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was 19,
1992 or something like that. I don't remember. But the game's albums were really solid. He had solid albums.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like
the name of it.
Yeah, 1992.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the game is one of those I feel like very reliable artists to me, in my opinion.
And he's very underrated.
I think he's very underrated. I think a lot of people give him shit, and I don't understand that because I feel like he's one of the best rappers out of the West Coast. Like he's every album, like maybe the albums told like in general, like all the way through is not great, but he always has 3 or 4 or 5 songs on that album that are really good songs,
Yeah.
He's always been to me very a very what do you call that? He's just been very reliable in my opinion. When I want some fire shit, I know I could go to the game and go on one of his albums and be like, oh yeah, this is a fire song. Like Jesus Peace is another underrated freaking album. He has great songs on there. Celebration is probably one of my favorite songs that he has. The one with Chris Brown and shit, and I think Lil Wayne was on that shit too. Celebration, that shit was fire. It had the beat from First of the Month from the Bone Thugs and
Bone
Harmony.
Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, that song is fire, bro, and he has so much good music, bro. Especially that first album, Documentary. That album is a classic. That album is a classic. In my opinion.
Oh yeah. I think it went. I don't know if it went diamond by now, but it at that time it went 5 times platinum.
It could have. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it probably did. So I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
It had, this is how we do. We make a movie and go to the club. This is how we do.
Yo, that's the classic, bro.
And then it had hated to love it, the underdogs on top, and I'm gonna shine, hold me until my heart stops.
MVP.
Go ahead and
I'm Raps MVP.
I'm Raps MVP.
I ain't going nowhere. You can get to know me. Come on, bro.
And
he had hated to love it, how we do, put you on the game. Dreams is that Dreams is my favorite song from Game.
Dreams, honestly, Dreams is probably the most underrated Game song of all time.
Yeah, I think it's my I think it's my favorite song.
I think that's probably the best Game song ever.
Yeah.
To be honest, what Game by himself.
So good, man. So good.
Aaliyah had her. Ashanti had her.
So while we on the topic of like artists that basically like kind of started like in the early 2000s, because that's where he started, like early, like he started like what, 2004?
2004.
Right? So I think one of my most underrated albums is, and this is from a guy that's, to me, is a legend, and I think in the hip hop game he's a legend, but I feel like this album doesn't get the credit it deserves. Capital Punishment from Big Pun. That album, bro, is so fucking good from top to bottom, and I feel like it's never acknowledged as one of the best hip hop albums ever. It's never acknowledged, at least in what I have seen. Like probably hip hop heads like me and you will say that, but I don't see it on any of like these top hip hop album lists. I'm like, yo, that is one of my favorite albums ever, bro. Big Pun slays that shit, bro. Slays every freaking track. His lyricism is just untouchable, bro. Big Pun in general.
Give it up for Puerto Ricans, man.
And that's another thing. If you don't know history of hip hop, it was the blacks and Puerto Ricans that started hip hop. So you be clear, Puerto Ricans have a stake in this hip hop game, and we have always been in this hip hop game and have some of the best rappers in the hip hop game. And
facts.
They need to put respect on that, because
it's facts.
We always hear, bro. Like, come on. And people be talking shit about Fat Joe. Fat Joe was killing that shit back in the days too, with and Don Cartagena and freaking Flo Joe, and come on, bro. And then you have Big Pun. Like, I'm telling you, like hip hop, Puerto Ricans and hip hop is always gonna be there. Period.
I want to remind everybody that may not know how the origin of hip hop was started. The origin of hip hop was started by the power of black and Puerto Rican people. In case you needed to be reminded, a lot of motherfuckers want to try to gentrify our culture. A lot of motherfuckers want to try to act like they conveniently forget who fathered this shit. Black people and Puerto Rican people together, we created the greatest culture in the fucking world, and it's called hip-hop.
I'll tell you this. I was watching Drink Champs with Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
The one that came out last year. And this is before he released Extinction Level Event 2.
Yeah.
He said the same thing you just said. Rap was originated by Puerto Ricans in the Bronx.
Yeah.
and so were blacks.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
you had the blacks and you had the Puerto Ricans in the Bronx who they originated hip hop because they came out with the way, the style, the arts, the dance moves,
a lot, a lot.
the boombox
Yeah,
radios.
a lot of Puerto Ricans had the what break dancers too at that point, and that's a part of hip hop. And when you talk about, see, people when they talk about hip hop, they just thinking about rapping. Rap is a part of hip hop. Rap is not
Right.
hip hop altogether. Hip hop is a freaking culture, bro. Like, and you notice, you know that when you grew up in New York, because New York is the birthplace of hip hop. So when you're born and raised in New York, you like hip hop is in your blood. At least if you grew up in like basically like the hood, like us. Like I grew up in Williamsburg, is not it's not really like the hood, but we had hood spots in Williamsburg. You got the South Side and freaking the projects right there and everything. We had Hasidic Jews also in our neighborhood, but don't get it twisted. Like it was ghetto. So,
Yeah.
and then where you grew up in Bushwick, right?
Well, I was born and raised in Brownsville,
In
and
Brownsville.
I moved in Bushwick when I was 10 years old. So
Yeah, so
yeah,
we've been in
I
the
got both.
hood, bro. Like
I've been in the hood.
we know about hip hop. That's in our blood, bro. And it's like the culture of hip hop is not just rap. It's rap. It's graffiti was big in hip hop.
Graffiti, the
Just the
style.
style, the way you wore the clothes, your sneakers, is a big part of hip hop. Like it's a whole wave, bro. It's a whole culture. I love hip hop, and ever since I can remember me listening to hip hop, man. Like, but yeah, like and getting back to Capital Punishment, bro.
Yeah, good freaking
Like
album, bro.
the songs on that album, bro, are still like people still sing them shits today. Like
Beware,
what?
beware,
Beware is,
beware. The
oh
song.
my god. Beware is just fucking insane.
Even when that song starts, and then you thought you pump shit was weak, now you can't sleep. Had you in the streets? Oh no, what he say? You thought pump shit was weak, now you can't sleep.
Yeah.
Had you in the streets?
Yo,
Oh man,
you had Still Not a Player, you know, with Joe on the hook. You had freaking you had what's the frick Twins with Fat Joe. Oh my god. You cannot come tell me that song isn't one of the best hip hop songs ever made. I don't want to hear that shit. That song
leave you dead in the middle, a little Italy.
Yo, I can't sing that shit without the freaking beat. And now it's gonna sound terrible, but that's like you got Boomerang. Boomerang was another dope song,
Oh,
bro.
Boomerang is fire.
Oh
then
my
you had
god,
the song with Busta Rhymes in there too.
yeah, Parental Discretion. That's another
Parental
one.
Discretion.
Like, that whole album from top to bottom is just You Ain't a Killer. That's another beast of song. Like you could go super lyrical with Black Thought. You could just, the list goes on with that album.
And I'll tell you one thing. To keep on the topic with Big Pun, I'll tell you one thing for people that don't know. Big Pun lyrically, I'll say this. Lyrically, he's probably the only one. The only one. People may hate me. Listen, I'm a fan of both of them. But Big Pun probably was the only lyrical one that could go toe to toe with Biggie.
Yep. 100%. 100%. People sleep on that shit too. Imagine him and Biggie on a real track together. Oh my god.
And honestly, I don't know if Big Pun would have killed him. I don't know. I can't tell.
That's a toss up. That's a toss up to me.
I don't know, but he could have. You could put Big Pun up there with Biggie and Nas lyrically, and I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
they will probably be fighting each other. Like they will just go to battle.
It'll back and forth. It'll be one person wins that battle, the other one wins this. It'll be constantly back and forth, bro. They just is that good. Like Big Pun in general, I just feel like is overlooked a lot, and I feel like it's just and I'm gonna be blunt. I feel like it's because he's Puerto Rican that he's not even looked at as one of the top rappers in the hip hop community. Yes, I feel like in the hip hop community, especially if you grew up in New York, I feel like they will consider Big Pun as one of the top. But overall, in hip hop in general, people don't talk about Big Pun unless you're from New York.
Not at all.
So and that's the sad truth, and that's the problem. That's why
And
I think
he had hits as
yeah,
well.
hits like come on, man.
Any song this guy touched was
Yeah,
you remember his verse.
yeah,
You be like, you know what? I remember that verse.
yeah, yeah.
Like
All
that verse
his
all his verses
features.
stand out.
Anytime he featured on something, he destroyed everybody, bro.
What was it? Banned for TV?
Yeah, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh
Unbelievable.
man, that's one of his classic verses too, bro. Like, and also, and I will give an honorable mention to another album that slept on is Yeah Baby, of course.
Oh,
Yeah
of
Baby
course.
is so
Of
hard, bro. Like it's
Of course.
you have
100%.
the New York Giants. I like that one
New
too.
York Giants, 100%.
Like that had a couple of songs. It was not as good as Capital Punishment, but it was still very good.
It was a good album for his time.
Yeah, yep.
I'll say that.
Especially Boricua anthem, basically.
Yeah.
What's another underrated you got, bro? What's something
So
else?
we gotta go with the twins, baby. We gotta go with Fat Joe. And we're gonna go with Fat Joe. We're gonna go with The Dark Side Volume 1.
Ooh, you're gonna go with The Dark Side Volume 1. Okay,
The Dark Side Volume 1 is a very, very, very underrated Fat Joe album. That
nice.
Listen, there was a point that at a time that I wasn't really feeling Fat Joe. And this is way after the 90s. I was like, this was around the time when he was making songs with like Ashanti and stuff like that. I wasn't feeling this image that he was trying to portray.
Yeah.
I knew he was trying to make hits,
yeah,
but I wasn't feeling the image.
Yeah.
And I feel like when he went back to the roots and went a little more underground and started coming back out with more rap music.
Yeah.
This is like when he came out with Lean Back. After Lean Back, that's when he went back to like his roots of like rapping.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Dark Side Volume 1 was such a, if nobody has heard this album, please go listen to this album. This album, front to back, fire. The song he had with Trey Songz at the time. Let me see. Let me pull up the list.
What's it called? Hold on.
I think if it ain't about the money.
With Trey Songz. Yeah, if it ain't about the money. Yes.
Yeah, that song. You had that song. You had the song with Rico.
No problems.
No problem. That song, fire. You had I Am Crack with Pusha T and Cameron.
Yeah. You had Slow Down too, which was with Young Jeezy. Ha ha. Yep.
And
Heavenly Father with Lil Wayne. That's another nice.
And then the song with I'm gone, please tell I'm gone. I'm on my way. And then he had the song with him and Busta Rhymes. It wasn't Heavenly Father. I think it was that Last Supremacy.
Yeah.
Fire. Like, people, go listen. Trust me, go listen to this album. You're not gonna be disappointed. Dark Side Volume 1, Fat Joe.
So, to me, in general, another people sleep on Fat Joe too. I feel like.
Of course.
I feel like ever since I feel like also when he kind of did that as much as I love those songs, but like those songs with like Ashanti and the songs with J, like he had the song with J-Lo too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of people forgot who Fat Joe was. Like people forgot the gritty Fat Joe and freaking from Don Cartagena and albums before that shit when he was spitting fucking gangster shit. And he was mad disrespectful and mad fucking gritty and grimy. And people forget about that and think about that image of him just like talking like him on a Ashanti track and shit like that. And Fat Joe is more than that, bro. Like Fat Joe is another slept on dude. He's a legend, but a slept on legend in my opinion.
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely, bro. But yeah, Dark Side Volume 1, I agree with you. It's a very slept on album. An album I also think is slept on, a classic one. It's actually a classic in my opinion. Um, from the Wu Tang, right? Not
Mhm.
a Wu Tang album, but it's from Jizza and Genius, Liquid Swords. Liquid Swords to me is, besides Raekwon the Chef and only built for Cuban links,
Mm.
and Takal with Method Man. Liquid Swords is hands down the best spin-off, like basically album from a Wu-Tang Clan member, in my opinion.
You can't forget Iron Man 2 by
Oh, Iron
Ghostface.
Man 2 by Ghostface, yeah, killer. Yeah, definitely. But besides that, Liquid Swords is one of the fucking best hip hop albums you can hear, especially in the early 90s. Because that shit came out what, 93, I want to say 93. When did that album come out?
Oh, that's well, all Wu Tang albums is like early 90s. I think maybe 93,
Because
94.
Wu Tang, I think if I'm not mistaken, Wu Tang, Chambers of Shaolin, or however they, I forgot the
The
freaking
30 Return to the 36 Chambers.
yeah, Return of the 36 Chambers. There you go. That came out 93. That came out, and Liquid Souls came out 95. That's what it was.
Okay.
That album, bro, is just you got like Shadow Boxing is fire, Cold World is fire. Like the whole track list. Hold on, let me pull this shit up. Like it's just a slept on classic, because it is a classic. All freaking Wu Tang Clan shit is classic, in my opinion, bro.
Yeah.
Like you can't touch Wu Tang
Can't
Clan.
go, you can't go wrong. You can't
You
go
can't
wrong
go
with Wu
wrong,
Tang.
man.
Wu Tang at the time were probably lyrically is it's like they was untouchable.
Yeah, they were unfuckwittable, if to put it that way, bro. Unfuckwittable, bro. Like I love that. I love that album. That's just one of my favorites that not enough people talk about, because rightfully so is overshadowed by, only built for Cuban links, Iron Man,
Mhm.
Takal, and and the Wu Tang albums and shit like that is overshadowed by that. Which, of course, I get it, but that's why it's an underrated album to me, because I feel like it should be up there with the greats. You got another one? What's another one you got,
Let
bro?
me see another one. Let me see. Let's put a rabbit out the hat. Oof, what are we coming up with? I guess yeah, we're gonna go back to this guy, man. We're gonna go with El Capo.
Oh, you're gonna El Capo? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're
You're gonna
gonna
go
go.
back
We're
with
gonna go
Jim
to El
Jones?
Capo, man. Yeah, we definitely gonna go there.
El
We
Capo's,
definitely,
yeah.
yeah. Listen. Anybody that's trying to listen to rap or hip hop in the form that it used to be in, just go listen to this album.
Yeah.
This is probably the best. I'm like this is probably the best album I've heard Jim Jones come out with. And Jim Jones, his albums is not that bad either. He put out a lot of decent albums too.
I mean,
He put out
classic. He put
Summer
out.
with Miami.
Oh yeah.
Summer with Miami. He put out Palm. What's that? Product of My Environment.
Yeah.
That's on the album that had Ballin' in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was a good
And we all
album.
know that's a classic New York song right there. Ballin'.
Which would still get played to this day, and people will still listen to it. Ballin'.
Yeah, exactly. We fly, no lie. You know it's ballin'.
And then you got what was another good Jim Jones album, man, that he came out with? Yeah, Waste of Talent. Waste of Talent was really good. For people that haven't heard Waste of Talent, go listen to it, check it out.
Yeah, Waste of Talent is really good.
I'm gonna go with El Capo on this one, man. El Capo, front to back, solid.
El Capo.
Features.
El Capo. El Capo. El
El
Capo.
Capo.
I was about to say El Chapo, but El Capo really caught me by surprise. I was not expecting how good that album was going to be, because I like Jim Jones, and I was like, hey, yeah, okay, like he's been making pretty good albums. The Waste of Talent was good and all that. But when I heard El Capo, I was like, holy shit, what the hell did Jim Jones just tap into? Like, I never heard Jim Jones that good. Actually, I've never heard him that good until this album. Like, that album really changed my opinion on Jim Jones. Like, cause I always
he's tapped into another level right now.
he tapped into a certain vibe to him that is perfect, like perfect for him.
I think at this right now he's hungry.
Yeah, I think so too.
And right now I can honestly say this: if there still is a Dipset, he's the best out of Dipset right now.
I will say that too right now, because I've heard Cam and everything, but Cam doesn't have that same. I don't know, like it doesn't feel, his rapping style doesn't blend well today.
Oh no, because he's still stuck. He's still stuck on his old times.
Yeah, with that, I love it, but it's not for what we're doing right now, basically.
Jim Jones is adapting a little bit, but he's still stuck. He's trying to bring that New York gritty sound, like Griselda and stuff like that. But it's flowing. Yeah, it's flowing. It's flowing. It's coming off.
Which I love.
His lyrical ability, I can say, has gotten so much better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm listening to him and I'm like, oh, did he just say that? And I'm like, yo, his wordplay is like, his rhymes and everything sounds so much better and compared to what it used to be. And I'm like, yo, Jim Jones is actually spitting some shit.
Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. Like, it's refreshing to see in him some way too, because it's like I love that hip hop. That's the hip hop I grew up listening to. And I know people say you have to adapt with the times, but sometimes I don't want to. Like, I want that real gritty hip hop again. And I feel like we're never gonna really fully get that back again. But I love that type of music. Like, I just love that New York sound, that freaking straight up like boom bap type shit too. It's not technically boom bap, but just that gritty shit, like we've been saying,
Mm-hmm.
So that's another El Capo.
That was another one.
Bro. I'm gonna say we already talked about this guy already in a previous what you would call it, in a previous episode. My boy, you already know.
Oh, okay.
I think Broken Dreams by HD been dope. I'm not saying it just because he's my boy. I think it's one of the most underrated. He's one of the most underrated guys coming up right now.
He definitely is.
HD been dope. And album Broken Dreams, bro. Like, if you just please, people, do me a favor. If you haven't heard this yet, stop it right now. Stop this, pause this podcast right now. Go on to iTunes or wherever you get your music. Search Broken Dreams by HD Been Dope and download the album. And I'm telling you right now, I will not steer you wrong. This album is so fucking good. Like, from top to bottom, you got the intro, which I always thought, like, in all of his like mixtapes that he has done, his intros have always been really good. And this is no different. Great fucking intro to this mixtape, whatever you want to call it. You have songs like 20K that's fire. You got a song like Off the Block, produced by Jado Beats, bro. That song needs to be on the radio, and I don't understand why it's not on the fucking radio. Like, that song is so good, and that song, you put that shit in your car, and that shit bumps, bro. And then he has songs like I Love Me Too Much. He's got songs like Die With Me, which is another banger, that when that shit comes on in the car or in the club, I'm telling you right now, you will go crazy. He has a song called Superheroes, which is basically Stan, right? It's the same kind of beat from Stan, and it's one of the best songs, some of the best fucking music out right now. Very underrated. And we have a movement right now, Lab Rat,
Lab, lab, lab.
lab to the death of me. You already know lab, and if you don't know what lab means learn and become better, and the rat stands for receive and think, and it's just a great
I didn't
motto.
know that. This is the first
Yeah,
time I'm learning that.
yeah, it's a great motto. I remember him telling me that for the first time. I was like, yo, that is fire, bro. But he's such a you're gonna be hearing about him. I'm telling you right now, it's only a matter of time before people start knowing who HD Ben Dope is, man. But
Definitely.
yeah, so that's one of my underrated artists and underrated albums right now.
And for
He has,
people that don't know,
yeah,
for people that don't know, he has music in video games now.
yep, he has he had the song Top is on Madden, which that song is, if you want a song that to get you hype to go fucking like work out or whatever, listen to Top. That's one of his singles that he released. He has another song called 21 Bags, which is fire. Fire. Look, he just makes such great music. And the thing about him, when he puts together a project, he has a concept for the project, and he it goes all the way through. Like he had the album slash project before this called Peace Be the Journey, which is another great album. He had a through line through the whole album. It was so good. You have to listen it to really understand where I'm coming from. But I'll leave the link to his stuff down below if anything. Or I'll just flash some of his albums on the screen so you'll see, man. But Kels, what are some other underrated albums you got, man? What's some more? What else? What else we got cooking?
What else we got cooking?
What else are people? What else? What other albums are people sleeping on, bro? Because we need people to start listening to some real good music.
I would say, I was gonna say Raekwon, but I don't think that's really underrated.
Which one?
Only Built for Cuban Links. I don't think.
No, that's not underrated at all.
Not underrated at all.
That's a classic, bro.
Yeah, it's a classic. You know what? I might have to go with The Firm.
Ooh, and that got shit on a lot back in the days.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with The Firm with Nas, AZ, Foxy Brown, Cormega.
Yeah,
I'm gonna definitely have to go with The Firm album. I listened to it. When did I listen to it? I listened to it again, maybe like a month ago, or maybe a couple of weeks back, and I was like, "Damn, this album was actually not bad."
yeah, that's a really good album.
You had Nas in his prime. You had Foxy Brown in her prime. And AZ and Cormega. So it was just like it was a really good album. You had songs like Phone Tap, songs like that with that Dr. Dre beat at the time. It's like, man, that Dr. Dre beat right there is it doesn't get old, man.
Yeah, it doesn't, man. That The Firm, man. The Firm does not get old to me. I always liked The Firm, and I remember hearing about how people didn't like the album, and I was like, wait, what? Like people didn't like that album? I was like actually very surprised that people didn't like that album. Like I really enjoyed that album. What song? Yeah. What was the song? There was I forgot the name of the song, but there was a really like one of my favorite songs that's on that shit, man.
Had to been Phone Tap.
Oh yeah, Phone Tap. Yeah. Why didn't I blank on that? Yeah, Phone Tap. definitely, bro. But
yep. Yeah, it was. Let me see. I'll give you 1 second. Hold on. Let me see if I could find the names of the song, because I don't remember the song's names like that.
Yeah, not off the top of my head too. Like sometimes I forget.
Yeah, you got Phone Tap, and you got Firm Fiasco, which was the first song on the album.
Yeah.
And I think it was
Desperados.
Yes.
Desperados with Cannabis.
Yes.
That song's fire. Executive Decision, that song was fire too.
Yes.
Firm Biz was good too. That's a slept on album. That's a very underrated album because it got shit on. And the thing about also,
and it was only the only reason why I got shit on because at that time when this album came out, 97.
Yeah.
So yeah, 97 at the time, Jay-Z was doing crazy numbers. People was already listening to Jay-Z at the time.
Yeah.
People was listening to DMX was like kind of like out already.
I don't. I think DMX came out.
Well,
98.
DMX was 98.
He came out the next year.
DMX was 98. People were still listening to Biggie.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Because 97,
Biggie died in 97.
Life After Death came out.
Life After Death.
Yep. Came out that year.
Damn, and then what else came out in 97, man? You got I know In My Lifetime Volume 1 came out 97.
97. I'm curious. What came out in 97? Because I know that I was looking through.
What was the year that? What was it that
Okay, so you had so these are the albums that came out in 97. So you had Life After Death, you had Wu-Tang Forever, you had In My Life Volume 1.
Volume 1.
You had Super Duper Fly for Missy Elliott.
Oof.
Woo.
Oof.
The War Report, Capone, Noriega. Yes.
Oh man.
Yes. When Disaster Strikes, Busta Rhymes.
Woo.
One Day It'll Make Sense with Common. No Way Out, Puff Daddy. That was that's a banger. Harlem World, Mace. The 18th Letter, Rakim. Wyclef Jean presents I forgot the Wyclef Jean presents The Carnival. That was a pretty had some pretty good tracks on it. I Got Next from KRS-One. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. EPMD Back in Business. Yeah, some pretty good albums that year too.
Yeah,
pretty dope albums. You had Tupac, Are You Still Down?
Yeah, that was the album that I was gonna say. That there was a Tupac album that came out in 97.
Yeah. I remember Super Duper Fly from Missy Elliott. I can't stand the rain. Dum, 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 dum.
In my window.
I can't stand the rain. All right,
who got the keys to
I got the next. Speaking about lady MCs, bro.
Oh.
To me, I think easily, and I'm talking about over Cardi B. I'm talking about over Megan Thee Stallion. I'm talking about over even fucking Nicki Minaj. Even over Young and May. I think the most slept on and probably the best women MC out there, Rhapsody. Period. Rhapsody is one of my favorite fucking artists that I feel doesn't get the fucking respect she deserves. Eve is one of the best albums to come out of 2019, bro. Eve, remember when I put you onto that shit, bro?
2019?
2019 it came out.
Wait, Eve? Like
Eve? No. Rhapsody, not Eve, bro.
You stupid.
Hot boys, baby, you got what?
I was like, wait, Eve came out in 2019? I don't remember this.
Nah. The album is called Eve.
Actually, yes, I know what you're talking about. She was in the cover of the album with her face.
Yes, she's like the profile pic of her.
Yes.
Bro. Oh my god, I remember because I heard about Rhapsody and I remember hearing her on other tracks and I was like, yo, she's dope. But when I heard this album, bro, it took me back. I was like, it took me aback. I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? This shit is fire. Like, where is this type of women MC? Like, this is what I want to fucking hear, bro. Like, you got songs like Nina, Cleo, fucking Sojourner with J. Cole. Like, you have fucking songs Maya, Whoopi, Serena. Like she has so. What? What you say?
Whoopty.
Whoopty. Nah, Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, she has so much good songs on this track, man. And it's like she's one of those. I she's one of those artists. Like that's why I love Dreamville, because they have those like conscious rappers, but that could also like they know how to spit, bro. Like you have who else is on there? You got on Dreamville, you got J. Cole, of course. You got
Mm.
I think Rap City's a part of Dreamville, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I'm not sure.
I feel like she is a part of Rap City. I mean, a part of Dreamville.
I'm not sure.
JID, which is another
Yeah,
slept on artist, which I
he
think
is.
he's only gonna get better. He's only gonna get better, especially with him being with J. Cole and shit like that on J. Cole's label and shit. But like no, she's not with Dreamville, but she shows up in a lot of their like shit. So but like Rhapsody is one of those. She's if you haven't heard Rhapsody, I suggest you guys go really listen to her yourself and form your own opinion. But to me, I think she's the best hip hop female out there, one of the best rappers out there in general in this day and age. Um Another, and I'm gonna give another underrated album, which from Dreamville itself. I don't know
Mm.
if you ever heard of this. I don't think you know. I don't think you know who this is. Isaiah Rashad. You know who Isaiah Rashad is? He's part of Dreamville. All right, y'all. Is Big Mo. I'm editing the video right here, and I gotta make a quick correction. Isaiah Rashad is not from Dreamville. He's from TDE. I made a mistake, so disregard all the mentions of him being in Dreamville. The album is called Sevilla Demo. I think that's how you call it. Sevilla
Oh
Demo.
no, I never heard this.
It's a really good album. I remember because I remember speaking of my boy, like I was talking about my boy HD before, HD been dope. I remember when we used to go out. We used to go out and go to fucking Outback and shit, like have fun, like go eat and shit. And then we used to go afterwards. We used to go to record stores and we used to go to look for records. And I remember on the way we would talk. He put me on to. He was like, "Yo, you gotta listen to this album from Isaiah Rashad." And I was like, "All right, let me check it out." Yo, that was like our banger for like for the longest. That is a slept on track, and I haven't heard it in a long time. And I decided to hear it yesterday, and I was like, wow, I forgot how much I really enjoyed this album. And it's I think him in general slept on, but
I'm gonna have to go listen to it
go
then.
listen to it. I want to see your
Yeah.
opinion on it. I really enjoyed it, and I think it might be like a thing where it just like it takes me back to me and HD chilling and shit like that, and us talking about it and being hyped up.
What year was this album?
This album, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's 2015. It came out 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Isaiah, I'll send you the link if anything. But Isaiah Rashad, I think is I liked his work, bro. He's part of Dreamville too, so that came out.
Yeah.
Actually, it came out 2014 as an EP.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an EP. It has 14 tracks. It's really good, bro. At least from my opinion, you know. What's another friggin' you got any more?
I got one more. I got a last one. It's more recent, and I gotta stick with my boys Dreamville because
Oh, okay.
this album was hot, and I thought this is what you
That's
was
why you
doing.
were yeah. That's why you were looking at me.
Yeah, I was, and listen, I consider this album underrated because nobody talks about it at all, and it's Revenge of the Dreamers 3.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Nobody talks about that album, and
yeah,
top to bottom, that album
yeah.
is
Yeah.
that's probably the most
You cheated
hip
there,
hop.
bro. No. That album was fucking dope, bro.
That album is the most hip hop album that I've heard because it came out in 2018.
Yeah,
That was the
came out 2 years
most,
ago.
yeah. It came out, 2018. So that album was more. That was the most hip hop album I've heard in so long.
Yeah.
Top to bottom was just every song was just like fire, man. And these young cats in the Dreamville was just killing it. And it was
Yeah.
only 2 songs that had J. Cole featured in. That's how
Yeah.
good this album
That's
is.
what I'm saying.
J.
You got
Cole
boy.
wasn't even J. Cole wasn't even on the album.
To me, I think
Basically.
J. Cole has the best group of talent around him and his label. I think out of all the labels out there, I feel like to me, he has some of the best dudes on his label. He got so you got Boss, who's criminally underrated too, I feel like. He has JID, who's a guy that's only gonna get better. He has Ari Lennox, she's amazing. Her voice is amazing. I think Guap Daddy 4000 is on Dreamville if I'm not mistaken, and I like some of his tracks.
Earth Gang, yeah.
Earth Gang is dope. Kaz is dope. Um, Old Man is pretty good. And then you got J Cole to top it all off. Like this whole and there are other like dope ass artists on this album, man. It's just it is that album from top to bottom was just so fire, bro. So good. You have fucking and then you had to me, which is honestly my favorite, the baby verse period is Under the Sun in this album. Under the Sun. Yo, that song is just so fire, bro. Samino too. Samino's another one I like too. And Buddy's another one I like. Like, so much great artists on this album, bro.
And yeah. I just feel like it didn't even need J. Cole, and that's the crazy thing.
J. Cole, okay. J. Cole showed up in Under the Sun. He showed up in Oh Wow Swerve with Zoink Gang, Key, and Maxo Cream. He came
out 1995,
1993. Feature
1993.
Samino and Buddy. He came out in Rembrandt, Run It Back. He came out in Sunset. He came out in a few songs.
Sunset was fire.
Middle Child, of course, Middle Child, and
Sunset was just
and Sacrifices. So he came out in a bit of them, but he only he wasn't dominating.
He had like a couple of verses.
The thing about it, he didn't dominate the tracks. He let his boys go off on the tracks. You know,
my favorite verse from him on that album was the one on 1993. He was like, if I smoke a blunt right now, I'm gonna be on it. I'm gonna be high with my pants pulled down. Yo, I can't. Yo, J. Cole, man. Listen.
J. Cole is right now. Like every time I think about J. Cole, he climbs up higher on my list. Like he climbs up higher.
Yeah, he's the same way for me. I feel like J. Cole. I could give him top 10. I could definitely give him top 10.
I could definitely give him top 10 easily, to me, in my opinion. He's easily top 10.
He's up there. I just need one more album.
One more classic album. He needs one more classic.
It doesn't have to be classic. Because I think he has
2014 Forest Hill Drive is
Forest Hill Drive is
that's he's not even touching that.
And I think and I liked what you call it too.
So you had KOD, and then you had
KOD was good, but the album before that.
Shit, why am I blanking out? For Your Eyes Only.
Yes. That album, For Your Eyes Only and Forest Hill Drives was fire.
Yeah, I agree.
Fire.
I agree.
And I feel like KOD was good, but I feel like this album, because he's been taking a little long.
Yeah, I think this
album that he's coming out with is gonna be really good.
Coming out this year, I hold out hope that one day we will see that Cole and Kendrick album together. I hold my breath on that. I'm not gonna hold my breath on that, but I really them two together mesh so well too. Like to have them on a track on a whole mixtape together. Oh my god, that will be a classic in the making. That's a classic in the making. That's a classic in the making. I
Yeah.
want to see that happen. I want to see, to me, like I just love, like, I hate to have these artists, like all these big artists, kind of like away from each other and not like collaborating. I would love to see Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole on a track together. I think it's happened once.
Mm.
Has it happened once? Or I know, and
No, I know.
I
Drake
know
and J. Cole's been on a track together.
and Drake and Kendrick have been on a track together, but
Yeah.
I don't know if all three of them have
All
been
three of them,
on
no.
a track together. And
No.
that, imagine that coming out. Three, to me, three of the goats of today. If them three go on the fucking same track, you know how much they're gonna destroy the industry with that shit. Like, each of them brings a different style, and then you have Drake is gonna come with the hook. You already know that Drake with
Hmm.
the hook automatically. Like, it's a recipe for success, but egos and hip hop, you know how it is. I got my final. I'm gonna combine two albums together here from one artist. That I think this artist is heavily slept on as well,
Mm.
and is an artist from the South.
Mm.
Um, and
Oh, I like.
it's my homie Big Crit.
Mm.
I always enjoy Big Crit albums, bro. Like, and the album specifically that I'm talking about is Forever is a Mighty Long Time, that he came out in 2017 with, and Crit is Here. These albums, bro, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you heard them or not. Give them a listen. Crit is like so criminally underrated. I don't know why he's not like more up there, but that happens with a lot of these rappers nowadays. I feel like all these good rappers, like, to me, like, in my opinion, don't get the shine that they deserve.
No,
Like,
of course not.
Big Crit is like, and Crit is Here. He has a song called "Addiction" with Lil Wayne and Sweetie, which is a dope. He has a song called "Obvious" with Rico Love. He has a song with J Cole called "Prove," which is fire. And then Forever is a Mighty Long Time is just, there's so many good tracks on that shit. It's a double disc too. It's a two disc.
Damn.
So it's a double album. He has how many? He has 22 songs on there. And it's so good, man. Like, I really want you to I want you to hear it. I want to see your opinion, because sometimes we differ a lot on certain shit. Like, what I think might be fucking fire, you be like, it's okay. Same thing with you, be like, yo, hear this. I'm like, it's alright. But to
It's
me,
true.
Big Crit is like very slept on. Very slept on.
I,
Still to
I
this.
I'll give it a try.
Not like I like his debut album too. Catalactica. I don't know how to say the album name, but that was another pretty good
Yeah,
album. Yeah. But yeah, I'm telling you, hip hop is in a state right now. It's just like, I'm still me. I can adapt with hip hop, and I enjoy some of the new hip hop tracks and everything. But it's not to the point where it's like, yo, you heard that shit, yo, you saw that shit that he spit. Like, it's
and
not
that
that. It's more of a like party type shit. Like, yo, I want to bump this shit in the club or whatever. It's not. It's not anything to get me sitting down and like getting hype over the lyrics. Like,
and
that's why,
that's
to
the
me, I feel like recently Eminem with Music to Be Murdered By got me so excited because of the lyrics he was spitting. And I know because I've talked to people that people are like, yo, that's a hot take that you think Eminem's album's the best album of 2020. I'm like, I can understand why you say that. I can understand a lot of people. I've been every time I bring up Eminem, people are like, "Oh, yeah, Eminem is not that good or whatever." I'm like, I don't know. It's just like people have different opinions on shit, and people just don't. I think what it is with Eminem is some people just don't
they don't
gravitate.
understand it. Yeah, they don't understand it.
They don't understand it, and it's not how you call that shit. It's not. It doesn't reflect how they see the world, in my opinion,
Hmm.
because Eminem, let's face it, he's a white boy. Like he grew up in Detroit and shit like that, in the ghetto and everything like that. And he knows what hardship is, but I think it's just he doesn't spit like anything. Like you see how Benny the Butcher will spit something from the hood or something like that. Like even Meek Mills talks about shit from the hood. Like Eminem doesn't have that same experience. So I don't know. It's just a slippery slope. Like when it comes to Eminem with certain people. But
Yeah.
like speaking about lyricists, like who do you think is the top lyricist right now?
Oh, that's what I told you earlier, man.
Yeah.
Jim Jones.
Oh, you think Jim Jones
Yeah.
is the top lyricist? Period. Like
No,
in all
right
of hip
now.
hop right now.
Right now. Well,
Wow.
I'll say either
I don't
Jim
know about
Jones.
that.
I'll say either Jim Jones or it's like 3-1. It will be Jim Jones, Conway, and Benny the Butcher. It's like three. It's like 3 in a row.
I'm trying to think, man. It's hard. It's hard because it's what do you define as a lyricist? That's the thing. Like, so people will define lyricism differently. I feel like these days. Like, I don't know who are the best. Who could be like the best lyricists right now?
If anything,
Because to me, I would say
I'll give it to Benny the Butcher.
to me, I will say lyricist. I will give it to Kendrick, to be honest. But the thing is, Kendrick hasn't put an album out in like 2 years. So that's where the only thing, like right now,
more than 2 years, man.
1 or 2 years. Like what? Damn came out and what? No, because he did the Black Panther album.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but
that doesn't really count as an album of his, but he put songs out for that. So, I don't know, man. I will put Kendrick, to be honest. Like Kendrick, I will. Benny the Butcher will be up there too. It's just hard because the rap game is not as lyrical as it used to be. Like back then, it could have been like, "Yo, pick this guy, pick that guy," and now it's just like it's a little bit harder because it's like what do you define a lyricist today?
You can't.
You can't. It's hard. It's hard out there. Like that's why to me still it's is Lamar, schedule Lamar. It had okay. Damn came out in 2017. That was 4 years ago.
Yeah,
that's a long time. That he hasn't put out an album. That's crazy.
Yeah,
he's been taking mad long to do this album. Man, long. Jesus, we need a new album for him. Bad.
Yeah, that was the last time J. Cole dropped too, like a solo album. KOD dropped in 2017 too, or 2018.
No, I think it came out 2018. I think so. So, like Jake, out of the, because to me the three-headed monster in hip hop to me is Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. Right? That's to me is the top three dogs in my eyes. You know, it might not be to everybody, but in my eyes, they're the top three dogs in hip hop right now. And Drake has been the only one that's been the most consistent and putting out more albums. You know, as of like okay, so J. Cole's last album, KOD, came out in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 years. That's 3 years ago. The fall off is supposed to come out this year.
Same thing with Drake too. Drake dropped in 2018 as well.
Drake dropped in 2018. No, well, he didn't. He dropped Dark Demos on Dark Tapes.
Oh, I don't count that, man.
But it's still he dropped something. But I'm saying he still dropped something. Kendrick hasn't dropped anything. I mean, Kendrick and J. Cole hasn't really dropped anything, like as an album. So you have so we have all this. So Drake, right here, you got the last official album was Scorpion that came out in 2018, right? And then the mixtapes, his mixtape came out Dark Lane demo tapes that came out in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So that's technically, even though it's not an album, but it came out in 2020. He came out with music in 2020. So I will classify that as him coming out with shit. Kendrick still hasn't released anything, and they've been teasing that freaking Kendrick and J. Cole shit for way too long, and J. Cole has been teasing the fall off for like 2 years. So we like I need that album this year. He needs to bring that album this year. We already know.
Somebody needs to drop something, man.
We
We're
already
about
know
to be a
Certified
month.
Lover. We already know Certified Lover Boy is coming out. To me, at this point, Drake, wait till the fucking summer. At this point, Certified Lover Boy in the summer. Give me that shit, New York in the summer, because Drake is gonna have songs that are gonna be in the fucking clubs. You already know Drake. Drake is gonna have automatically. He's gonna have bangers on there, whether you like the album or not. He's gonna have dope ass songs on there. So, but yeah, so you say Jim Jones lyricist right now. I say Kendrick. I'm still gonna go Kendrick, as even though he hasn't done nothing lately. I'm gonna stick to that shit. Kendrick.
That's fair.
But yeah, that I'm telling you, hip hop is in. I hope it's in good hands. I hope we just continue getting better at the further we go with artists like HD and these new artists like JID and these, even Amine. I told you about Amine when we were talking about top 10 albums from 2020. We just gotta find that talent out there, and I don't know if we just gonna have to suck it up and deal with the fact that hip hop is changing, and either we just don't listen to the new shit anymore unless it's like Drake and thing, or we adapt, which I've learned to adapt. Like I like little Uzi Vert. I like little Uzi Vert. I like some of these kids that are coming out, like that are kind of have like the punk rock type edge, like that little bit of like I feel like they're like rockish, but yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this episode of the Big Mo podcast, I would like you guys to subscribe, subscribe to the channel. Please like, share, comment. Also, we have this on Apple Podcasts and anywhere else that you stream podcasts, that you listen to your podcast. The links will be provided below. Kels, where can they find you at, bro?
Yo, you can find me on IG. You can find me on IG.
Just IG, because I can't get this dude on freaking on Twitter because he wants to be an old man and I have Twitter.
You can find me on YouTube as well.
You can find me on YouTube here. You can find him on YouTube here. Then you can find me at Big Mo 104. I think I have that on all my streaming services. I mean, all my social medias, but we have our links down below to our social media, so you don't have to go search it up if you don't want to. You just click the link below. And guys, so on Apple Podcasts, I will greatly appreciate it if you guys will leave a 5-star review on the reviews of the podcast, because it really helps us, grow the podcast, and it shows our numbers and everything of people watching. I've been seeing more people starting to listen to it on audio, which is cool. I hope more people do. Try to get my YouTube views up a little bit more. It's been kind of slowing down a little bit, but it's all good. We're building up a community here, and
get this going.
It takes time. We just here to give you content that you want, man. And listen, in the comments below, if there's anything that you guys want to see us talk about, to be honest, let us know. Write in the comments what you think we should talk about on the next podcast, or in any future podcast. Any top 10 lists you want to see us do, top 5 lists, whatever. We'll do it. We'll gladly talk about it. But for now, we are gone. Stay safe out there. Have a good night. Peace out.
Peace out.